All right. It's been a situation for a bit, questioning the credibility and validity of Elon Musk playing Path of Exile 2, which also called into question him playing other games. As we all well know, I raised concerns about the authenticity of these claims, as did a number of other gamers on the internet. Apparently, this guy talked to Elon about it, and Elon has responded to some of the criticism and some of the feedback that people have had. Here we go.
Welcome back to the channel, and today we have quite the unusual video for you guys, and I know a lot of you probably believe that the title is clickbait considering the size of my channel.
Yeah.
But yes, we will be addressing all of the recent drama regarding Quinn69's video on Elon Musk piloting his PoE2 account with actual answers from Elon Musk himself.
All right.
Now, before we get started, I did want to go ahead and mention a couple things. I have no plans on plugging anything whatsoever on this video, and I am going to be uploading this video in its entirety without monetization or any ads whatsoever. And
you don't need to do any of that. Like, people are going to think you're a shill no matter what. Like, people come to that conclusion irrationally, so you can't rationalize. You can't reason a person out of a position they don't reason themselves into. All this is a waste of time.
Any fellow content creator out there, both small and large, feel free to take this video in its entirety and upload it to your channel, and you do not have to give me credit whatsoever for it.
Okay.
I am not making this video to gain a bunch of subscribers or to have a bunch of people react to it. I am just simply trying to bring clarity to a situation that I actually know about, and I do know that the internet will be the internet and people will react to the video. However, if you subscribe to my channel or you follow me after I make this video, do not think that I am a drama channel that gets into a bunch of nonsense.
That's what you watch me for.
We make build guides and different guides for the video games I play, the main one being Diablo 4 right now. But I am having a blast playing PoE 2 as well, and I will probably be making content for that game in the near future. Lastly, in an attempt to be completely honest and forthcoming with you guys, I personally do like Elon Musk, and I do consider him a friend. And with that being said, and I would do this for anybody who I consider a friend, I did get his permission before making this video. And I think that's pretty obvious, as there's no way that I would have been able to go through a list of questions with him.
So you're telling me that you had DMs with him and you asked his permission before you leaked them? That's crazy. I said, what? Yeah, how about that? That's unheard of. It's interesting. That's interesting.
He not known in the first place. I also want to say that this video is not to be supportive of those players who choose to RMT or pilot their accounts. And in fact, I personally choose to play hardcore in Diablo 4 and hardcore solo self-found almost exclusively in PoE 2. However, and this is just my personal opinion, I honestly do not feel like it's that big of a deal, as I really just enjoy playing video games, and it is not my job.
I think it's weird people have somebody else play on their account, because it's like at that point, it's not really a personal accomplishment. It's like, imagine you got to run a mile and then halfway through the mile you tag somebody else in. Like, I mean, you can't really do that. I mean, like, I get that a lot of, like, there's a lot of people that account share and a lot of people that RMT. I get it. I know that. But, like, it is basically cheating. Like, even if everybody else is cheating, you're cheating too.
To dictate how someone else chooses to engage with the video games that they enjoy playing. But I will say that if you do have strong feelings towards players who engage in those practices, I completely understand, and your opinion is just as valid as mine is. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So as you guys can see here, we're over here on my private messages inside of X, and the only person you see up here is Elon Musk. Now, that is not because that is the only person I talk to. I just simply closed out the other message threads to give privacy to those people who I do talk to, as this video does not have anything to do with them, and I do not have their express permission to have them in it. Now, for those of you who may be skeptical and think that I could be faking this entire thing, I will go ahead and click on his name here. And as you can see, This is the real Elon Musk. He follows me, and he has 213 million followers.
That's a lot.
Now, this is either
It's more
true
than me.
that this is the real Elon Musk, or I am part of the most elaborate practical joke that anyone has ever been a part of. However, I don't think this video is going to be that interesting. So let's go ahead and go back. And again, Elon Musk. So as you can see here, guys, I opened up regarding PoE 2 and to a lesser degree Diablo 4 because those are the two things that were in question. And I'm just going to go down the thread. And I'm going to try not to edit this video too much. However, I do still suck at talking to a camera in a room all by myself. So anyway, as you guys can see, Elon did go ahead and link his max roll leaderboard from Season 2 in Diablo 4, and this was regarding the Abattoir Observer, and he did manage to get to rank 20 in the world, which was no easy task, believe me, and that is not because Diablo 4 is a difficult game, because it's not. However, when you do start trying to push into high-tier pits, or in this case in the Abattoir Observer,
like
and you
Diablo
are
3.
racing other content creators who are actually trying to compete for those top spots, it actually does create its own level of difficulty for the game. And in fact, I would say that's really where the only difficulty is in Diablo 4, is the difficulty that is created by other players on unofficial leaderboards who are racing for those #1 spots. So it is actually quite difficult to reach that. And in my opinion, and I know there will be plenty of people who may not like this, but Elon Musk is actually a pretty good gamer. And he does play quite a lot more than what you probably think. However,
I think that's not really like, I mean, there's being a pretty good gamer, and then there's being level 97 in PoE. Like, these are two different things. I have no doubt that he plays video games. I have no doubt that he goes and he has probably played games his whole life. I like 100%. That's, yeah, absolutely. But like level 97, that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
However, that is not what this video is about.
But
so
I could easily say like, yeah, maybe he. I mean, if somebody's playing video games their whole life, yeah, he's probably above average at games. Sure. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, you see the average player play games, yeah, they suck.
To my first question, I asked him quite directly: have you level boosted? Had someone else play your accounts? And or purchased gear / resources for PoE 2 and Diablo 4. To which then he answered 100, which means, of course, yes. And as you can see here, he...
Okay! Fucking mystery solved. All right. There it is. That's fine. That's fine. You want an account share? You want to have somebody else play your account? You want to say, hey, bro, I'm trying to go to Mars. I don't have time to level. That's fine. That's okay. You say that. But you did not level the 97. Isn't that bannable? Maybe it is.
Also stated, I've also been on multiple streams with both Rob and Ace. Both of those players are notable Diablo 4 players and content creators. And this is also true. He definitely has.
True.
And then he goes further and expands on that, and he says, but when I post a video of a game or am streaming, that's 100% me, which of course it is 100%.
No, I believe that for sure.
And playing that account. And then here he actually provides some insight as to why he chooses to RMT and have people pilot his account sometimes. And that is because it is impossible to beat the players in Asia if you don't, as they do. Now,
the worst part about this is that he's not completely wrong, because Lost Ark is the exact same way. Everybody's cheating. Like, I remember this back in, like, and I feel like in every game, like, if you go up to the top 10 leaderboards, there's people cheating constantly. That's some logic? No, that's just the way it is. Now, that doesn't make it okay to cheat. I mean, you're still cheating. But to say that, like, yeah, I'm cheating because everybody else is cheating, you know, this ultra copium? Really? I mean, I feel like it's not. Yeah, like, basically, like, this is, I mean, from playing WoW for years, fuck. People are cheating and selling gold, shit like that all the time. Playing each other's accounts all the time. Like, how many of y'all that played WoW knew this? Left and right, yeah, true. Like, this is a fact. It's basic stuff, yeah, exactly. And like, exposes the top leaderboard to cheating. Yeah, everybody's cheating. He's right. I mean, he's still doing it. It's still not good. You still, like, I mean, I would say that because I feel like it's misleading. But damn, but he's not completely right either. One thing he tries to say, there are people that are better than him, not understanding the game at all, is a completely other thing. Level 52 jacket. I think that it's a matter of scale. So, like, the odds are that he probably spent way less proportional time invested into PoE than Diablo 4. Like, I bet, like, if you look at the amount of time that he played Diablo 4, it's probably way more than PoE. And so, like, he knows more about Diablo 4, but he probably knows less about PoE. Like, that's what makes sense. Why is that? Because there's more to know, and Diablo 4 has been out longer, so you've had more time to play it. So, like, PoE hasn't been out that long, and so at the beginning, he probably hadn't spent that much time playing it. He's also brand new to the game. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are these messages? It's actually concerning the behavior. Why? I mean, he's just talking to somebody. It's not a big deal. People need to stop idolizing somebody just because they have a lot of money or they have some political clout or something like that. Like, it's just a guy. Just chill out.
Now, this is absolutely true for Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but it is probably the case to some degree in Path of Exile 2 and even Path of Exile 1 that there are plenty of players, and in fact, some of those players might be at the top of
I knew people spend $500 every league in PoE, like buying mirrors and shit, buying exalts. Like, that's how it was back then, right? Yeah. Like, I remember Asmongold, I went to a website to check the price on exalted orbs. But then I remembered that I wasn't an idiot and a loser. And so I closed the website. I never bought them. But even I went to the website.
ladders every season who do in fact RMT as well as have people pilot their accounts when they are doing something else.
It's back then.
Now, this could be something that both I and Elon are mistaken on with regards to PoE 2. And there may not be as much rampant RMT.
No. Here's a good example. Like, I don't know, Elon knows about this one from Diablo 3, but like, there's this one guy that hit Paragon 20,000. Paragon level 20,000. And then remember I think it was Gabinator, and he was account sharing and botting, and he kept saying it was his brother. Like, in Diablo 3, like, we went through all this. Like, and it found out, like, everybody was account sharing, like, copying characters, like, exploiting everything. Like, people are, Brother Chris, which one? Christoress? Like, no, I feel like, no, I don't know if he got exposed for cheating or not. I liked him a lot. So this is my same in WoW PvP? Yeah, I remember, so like in Mists of Pandaria, I would, like, how many of y'all, like, you would just start lagging out, and you would get DDoS, and it'd be like, it'd be Warsong Gulch, and it'd be 7 versus 6, because they could DDoS 7 of the other team's members, and the team couldn't DDoS, could only DDoS 3. That's what it was. Raffle account sharing? Yeah, people are cheating like crazy. And then, like, everybody had, like, those dot bots in Mists of Pandaria. Mists of Pandaria was bad. It's a different scale between sharing and not knowing shit. No, definitely. I'm just saying, like, he's right about this, and there's a lot of examples of this being the case. That's true.
Piloting going on in Path of Exile as there is in Diablo 4. Because trust me, there is a ton of it happening in Diablo 4. Almost every single season, there are multiple bugs and multiple issues with duplication of items. And that stuff hits the market, and players either buy it for real money or they use their resources they earn in the game and they trade for it. Either way, there are tons of items that have been duplicated, and there is a ton of people who are RMTing in Diablo 4 every single season.
Absolutely.
And I also want to say that this is in no way excusing the behavior. However, like I said at the beginning of the video, it is not something that I personally find impactful as to how I enjoy a game, so it doesn't really bother me to any significant degree.
I think it's annoying. It's why I quit playing RBGs. Like, I don't want to have to download a proxy to play a video game. Like, that was to me. It was like, I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to play. Like, this is weird. Like, everybody's botting, everybody's cheating, everybody's DDoSing. Like, what am I doing? Right? That's the way I feel about it. And then I also, when you know that everybody else on the leaderboard is, like, taking advantage of or doing things that they shouldn't be doing, it demotivated me to play and, like, take it seriously when I knew that other people were cheating. You know, that's the way I feel about it.
To answer the burning question, does Elon Musk RMT? Does he have someone pilot his account? Absolutely, he does. And he openly admits to it. And in fact, I will give you my own personal anecdotal experience with this. So one of the first times I actually spoke with Elon while playing D4 was when he asked me to help him possibly...
I will say that the majority of my real-life friends have botted or cheated in these games. Like, out of, like, a sample size of, like, 15, I'd say, like, 15 people. I'd say, like, 13 out of the 15 cheated. Same? Yeah. Not all non-streamers.
His build a little bit for a previous season to help him push into a higher pit tier. And while we were talking, I remarked about how crazy his gear was at the time, to which he himself immediately told me that he had purchased some of that gear. And I can honestly say, with me at least, that he has been openly honest about RMTing in Diablo 4 as well as PoE 2. Now again, this is not condoning the practice. I am just simply trying to bring some clarity to the situation. There are a lot of assumptions that Elon had plans or was going to take credit for all of these things and that he was intentionally...
Let's be real. When you present something as your account, people will think that you got it from your account. What are we doing? If you say this is my account, people are going to think that you got it. It's really not that crazy, is it? Like, of course people are going to think that. Like, how could people not think that?
Deceiving people. Well, in my opinion, that's just simply not the case. And from my own personal experience, that's just simply not the case. Now,
I think that many people would have come to the conclusion that based off of the way he talked about it, that he did it. Like, I think they would have.
I'm not going to try to persuade you otherwise. I am just simply giving you my own personal experience as well as his open admission to RMTing as well as piloting his account in PoE 2 and to a lesser degree in Diablo 4. Now moving on to the second question I asked Elon, I said regarding PoE 2, was it your intention to take full credit for leveling your hardcore character? To which he then replied, no, never claimed that, and the top accounts in Diablo or PoE require multiple people playing the account to win a leveling race. Now,
that's not really true. Because, like, you got, in PoE 1, like, people like Steel Mage, people like that, they pretty much stream the whole thing. Like Karn, like, yeah, they stream the whole thing. Now, if you're talking, like, a really long-term race, like something that's going to go on over the course of 2 weeks, there's a good chance that probably could be true. I remember people accused Joker of that a lot whenever he got his first level 60. And then they accused Tommy of the same thing when he got first level 60. And I think, I forget which version of WoW it was. Like that Tommy, like level 70 maybe. And so, like, this is always, look at Ben and Gauntlet. No, but what I'm saying is that I'm sure that there are cases in longer form leaderboard type games that you have a tremendous proportion of the people that are playing in that leaderboard who are doing things that are unethical and kind of unfair. Yeah, I think that's true. Fuck. I mean, how's it not true? Yeah, duh, right? It's annoying.
I believe I've already shared my opinion as to how I feel about the second portion of his answer here with my response to the first question. However, just to reiterate, it is my opinion that there are plenty of players who are probably participating in RMT as well as piloting practices.
It's about me.
on the PoE2 ladders on any given league. However, that is not to condone those practices. And whether it is his intention to do so or not, he will inevitably displace another player who may not be participating in those practices just by him boosting his account. Now, again, I personally
That's another thing that's bad about the cheating is that when you cheat, then you take the position away from somebody else. Because like if you earn it on your own, and and you're getting outperformed by somebody who's cheating or like having like people play their account, then it's kind of unfair. Now I do understand like the perspective of like it's the rules of the jungle, right? It's the laws of nature. Like the strong survive and that's it. And so like we just do whatever we can to win. I get that. I understand it. And like to be honest, I did that. Like I did that with WoW a lot. Like, for example, like, how do you guys think I got all those mounts in WoW? Like, it's because I came up with, like, all these weird ways to, like, get people to give me mounts. Like, I was like, okay, so we're going to bring in all plate wearers into, like, Garrosh, and then, like, the Solar Spirehawk. Yeah, like, Solar Spirehawk was a 1 in 1,000 drop chance from a boss, Rukmar, in Warlords of Draenor. And a guy, the guy got it. His name was Big Randy. He was a warrior. And he traded me the mount that was a 1 in 1,000 drop chance. I got the mount. What's crazy about it is that Big Randy had another one drop, and he had the same. So he had the same 1 in 1,000 mount drop 2 times on him. Like, what are the probabilities on that? It's like 1 in a million, something like that. Like, actually, I think because it's 1,000 multiplied by 1,000. So, like, yeah, that's insane for that to happen to him. And so, anyway, scammed him. Yeah, so he even got his mount. That's karma. That's what happens. That's the gospel of prosperity. The Kenneth Copeland, it's real. And so if you give me mounts, you'll get mounts. Give me money, you'll get money. It's that simple. And so anyway, my point is that I didn't really earn that mount. Like, I didn't earn it, but, like, it's hard to say, like, how do you earn something that's a random drop? But I think that, like, when you compare my situation versus, like, an individual that's farming, excusing Elon, am I excusing? Like, I don't think I'm doing. I think I'm being very honest here. I'm being very direct. I'm being straightforward. Like, I know everybody always wants me to go 100% kind of like one way or another, but I'm looking at it from an honest perspective, and I'm seeing like, well, these are things that I did. This is like in a different way, and I'm just trying to be honest here. I try to be as fair as I can be. People get mad about it because sometimes I'm not. I don't get mad at the person they want me to get as mad at. But at the end of the day, like, I'm talking about my personal experience, and I'm being honest about my experience. Like, whenever I was top 10 in the world for achievements, I did earn that because I didn't have anybody playing my account. I played my account my entire time then. But, like, later on in Legion, whenever I was really high up for, like, collections and stuff, like, I didn't earn that. No, like, collectively, I achieved that through my stream. But without my stream, I would have never got there. What's that? Yeah, you had the tools you had available, exactly. You manipulated people in the game to your benefit. That's a bit different than not playing at all. Everything is different, but it's all on the spectrum of bad. I agree that having somebody else do it for you is worse than manipulating somebody and convincing somebody to help you. I totally agree with you, but they're both not good, and they're both unfair to somebody who's playing honestly. Even Annie Fuchsia had massive help. Yeah, of course. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But that's the truth. Do you go on Joe Rogan and brag about name dropping the mount yourself? Yeah, absolutely I did. Yeah. Like, I didn't go on Joe Rogan, but I was on the streams. I was talking about how many mounts I had. Yeah, absolutely I did. I had the biggest fucking ego about it. What are you talking about? Absolutely. It's like the, this is going to sound... Like, I never thought about it like this. So, like, you know what game Elon should play? You play Metaphor Refantagio. That's a real game. And I remember Luis was, he said, he's like, yeah, having allies with you is skill in itself, and it's its own type of expertise. And so, like, I view it as, like, being able to take advantage of another spectrum that other people can't activate. But at the same time, I recognize that it is asymmetrical and it's not fair. Both things are true.
Have strong feelings towards this because it does not impact how much I enjoy playing a game or the way I choose to engage with a game. However, if you do have those feelings, that is perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
Luis literally, like, so just so you guys understand, like, I mean, it's very obvious, like, if you've played this game for more than 5 minutes, like, that Luis is the main antagonist and you're going to confront Luis at some point in the game, right? Well, at one of those confrontations, he literally justifies you 4v1ing him. Like, he's like, yeah, no, I get it.
Fine, and I'm not trying to downplay the situation whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then to the first part of his response, again, my own anecdotal experience, he's never really lied whatsoever about what he does in the video games he chooses to enjoy. And I don't believe he would ever lie if directly asked about it, as evidenced by being directly asked about it, and he openly admits to RMTing as well as piloting.
What's the logic in then getting mad about being directly called out about for it, though? What's the logic there?
And I do not believe in any of his streams that he ever claimed that he leveled his characters entirely by himself. However, it's not really a topic you would naturally fall into when you're streaming. It's not like you're going to start up a stream and be like, hey guys, I RMT and I piloted this account to get here, but now that we've gotten out of the way, let's go ahead and get on with the stream. Just really wouldn't do that. So it's kind of understandable that topic would never come up in the first place. Now, moving on to the third question I asked Elon, I said regarding the Asmongold drama, was it just a misunderstanding of what an editor is in relation to content creation? And the reason why I asked this question is simply because they come from two different generations. And when Elon probably thinks editor, he understands it as someone who may edit a magazine or edit a newspaper, and they have full control as to what goes into that subject matter. But in Asmon's case, an editor is just someone who edits out his content and uploads it to his channel, and they both benefit from that. And because Asmongold is such a massive content creator, he really saves a lot of time in not having to edit out his content, which means he can upload more content and also provide jobs to people who may need them. So it's beneficial for everybody around. And his response to that was Asmon seemed to require permission from others to stream on X, suggesting he doesn't control his own destiny. Whether those are the editors or others, I don't know.
I'll explain it. So basically, I didn't want to sign my editors up to have to do extra work because, like, I don't do a lot of my uploads myself because I'm streaming and the uploads happen while I'm streaming and they edit while I'm streaming too. So, like, we always have somebody working all the time. So, like, I didn't want to sign them up for extra work unless they were okay with that because I thought that wouldn't be fair to them. And so, like, asking them for permission to do it is actually partially true, but it's from a collaborative perspective and not a perspective of, like, I own you or you own me, right? It's like we're collaborating, we're working together on this. So it's like, do you guys want to engage in this or not? And by the way, the answer to that is still maybe, right? Like, I was just saying that I think we should do it with a separate account because I didn't think it would be a good idea for me to upload all that on my main account because I don't think that that helps people's engagement. Like, I've watched people, and Elon can say that's not the case, but I know because I used to do going live tweets all the time. And if you do a lot of regular tweets, you condition people, I think, psychologically to ignore your tweets. And so a better solution is to only upload occasional big videos on your main channel and then have a secondary channel where you upload clips on a regular basis. And so, like, I actually never ruled out streaming or making content on X at all. And if I had gone in and I was going to, like, if I got banned again on Twitch, for example, I would start streaming on X on a different account. I would do, like, Asmon Live or Asmon live streams or something like that. And then I would stream on there. Now, I would maybe try it on my main, but I don't know how it affects the algorithm and how it would affect my viewers. And so, that's really the way that I look at it. And so that's the reasons why I went into it. And that's why I decided to do it. And so, like, it was nothing about, like, needing their permission or anything like that. That's just really the truth. What a misunderstanding. Well, no, I mean, like, I look, I'm not the kind of person, like, I don't really need to, like, create, like, massive fucking, like, I feel like anytime that, like, I go super hard on something or I get super mad about something, it usually, like, long term isn't the right decision. And so, like, really, I'm just explaining what I meant. And, like, yeah, that's not the case at all. Like, I don't know why. I really kind of don't know why you would think that. But, yeah, that's what it was. And so that's it. Does Twitch care if you stream somewhere else? No, they don't. They don't care. I don't think they would really want me to, but they decided that it's okay for people to do it. So yeah. Elon thinks you can't drive your employees as slaves, that they're your overlords. Well, it's more that, and there's also like, I would also ask my editors, and so like if I wanted to do this as well, like so I have a third editor, right? And so I have Simpa, who is the one who does Amaru's content. And so I saw him doing a good job with her shorts, and I said, well, you're doing good with that. Why don't you come do this for me too? And so I brought him onto the team, and then I basically like set him up, and, I talked to somebody at YouTube, and I got things sorted out for him. And so that happened like all behind the scenes. So there's even a case that I could maybe get somebody else on top of that to run content for like, because there's like 3 platforms I don't really have content that's being put on a regular basis, right? There's Twitter, X, there's TikTok, and there's Instagram, right? And so all 3 of those platforms, I don't really have regular content uploads on those platforms. And so if like there's definitely room for me to bring somebody else on as another editor. And so like that's another reason why I would ask my current editors, because it's like, where is your workload? How much time are you spending on this? Do you want to undertake this new task, or do you want me to find somebody else to figure out how to solve this problem, right? And so like that's the way that my brain works, and that's what I was thinking whenever I was having the conversation. Do you see kind of like where I'm coming from? Yeah, it's not asking permission. No, I understand. Well, it is in a way, but it's not in the same way.
I think this is just simply a misunderstanding, as Elon is not familiar with content creation, because why would he be? He does a million other things. But I have actually explained this to him in previous messages back and forth when this first happened, that Asmon just has an editor, as in someone who just edits his content, and that he maintains full control over the creative side of his channels.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I feel like this was a pretty unfortunate interaction. I actually asked Elon back in November of last year if he had ever reached out to Asmongold to see if he wanted to stream on X, because Asmongold is a big free speech advocate. I am a big free speech advocate, and Elon is a big free speech advocate. And I think that Elon Musk has a great platform for streaming, albeit not the best platform.
I think that makes sense, because if you asked him that in November, that's whenever he reached out to me. So like he was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea, and then he did. So like that probably is actually what happened.
Streaming, but it is getting better. And I think having someone like Asmongold streaming on X would be a massive benefit to the platform. So I really hope that fences get mended.
Would be.
And you'll see here in my next question, which these started to become much more lighthearted questions, I said, would you be willing to allow Asmon to do a live stream of a rocket launch at SpaceX? Now, I just so happened to catch the clip of Asmon stating that he would love to have a live stream where he could live stream a rocket launch. So I asked him about it. And then I said down here, this would potentially be one of the biggest live streams ever. And he asked, is he asking for this? It's not like our live streams get low views as it is.
Good one. Okay.
Which is true. All of his rocket launch live streams have tons of viewers. And I said, I'm not going to lie. He asked for this, and I honestly think it would make his dream come true. And I'm not trying to be weird about that, but I do think it would honestly be something that's really...
I think it'd be a good stream, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like, maybe we do it, maybe not, or like whatever else. Sure. Look, I just thought it'd be cool. Like, fuck. Like, I mean, it's really not that complicated.
Memorable for someone, or
I'm a dreamer. I mean, I get
an
deported.
Opportunity to go live stream a rocket launch at SpaceX with Elon Musk. I mean, that is pretty awesome, and definitely something you could check off your bucket list. And I said right here, I said it would be badass. And he said right here, okay, sure, but he has to admit that I am a living god of video games with...
Oh my fucking god. Trump is deporting you? A living god? Okay. Not with PoE. I'll tell you that. I don't know about these other games. Like, how do we know that Elon is a living god at video games if the only thing he has streamed is Diablo 4? Like, stream Elden Ring. stream doing these boss fights in PoE and doing them really well. If let's see. You hearing this? No, I've got to think about one thing. Smash Brothers, Monster Hunter, Deported. Bro, just say it. There's no way I'm not until he does something that's crazy like that. We want SpaceX stream, just say it. Fuck that. Yeah, beat Sekiro. Yeah, if Elon can beat Sekiro, I will not admit he's a living god, but I will at least admit he's not a complete fraud. Okay? Is that fair? Probably not for him. It's not fair. But you've got to beat a game. Come on, besides Diablo fucking 4, man. Come on. Just do it. Please blindfold it all Treon. No hit Sekiro. Just lie for us? Okay.
Obviously a bunch of laughing emojis. So clearly he's joking here. But I just want to say, Asmon, reach out to him. I think this would be an awesome stream where you have...
I can't. He unfollowed me. I can't do that.
The opportunity to go to SpaceX and live stream a rocket launch with Elon Musk there. And I hope you guys mend those fences. And I do feel a little bit responsible for putting them onto your channel, even if it is just a coincidence that I brought it up back in November. And that's about the time that you guys were talking about streaming on X. Yeah. And I think this would be a really cool live stream to have. So, Asmon, if you do react to this and you do have a chance to go and live stream a rocket launch at SpaceX, just know that I put in the good words, okay?
This guy's the mastermind behind it all. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yep, there you go. If only you didn't make that video calling him out on passing that Chaos Orb in PoE 2. For sure, man.
Put in the good word, and I think that would be an awesome stream. Something that would be really cool to see you and Elon collaborate on something that big. I think that would be an awesome stream to have. And then going back up here just to go over the information that I scrolled past. And this is regarding the top accounts in Diablo or PoE 2 require multiple people playing the account to win a leveling race. Just kind of expands on that. However, very few Diablo players achieve a sub 3-minute T51 clear, and that was in Season 6.
Why do you go so hard on Diablo 4? Why can't you just play Elden Ring? Like, for real, like, what is going on? Like...
at max level, and I'll also add in with maxed out gear.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone else post a sub 2-minute clear.
He likes Diablo 4?
Well,
that's wrong.
Is actually true. No matter how you cut it, a sub 2-minute clear of the hardest level in Diablo 4 is very fast. Okay. My run is posted 2x, and very few mistakes were made. So again, Diablo 4 by itself, not a difficult game. However, when you add the competitiveness between fellow players, that's where the difficulty comes through. It's much in the same way when you're playing something like a first-person shooter, where if you were to play the first-person shooter with bots, super easy. But it's when you add the human element and the competitiveness between fellow players, and that's where the difficulty starts to grow. So I just want to say that it is...
I mean, like, anybody that's pushed any sort of, like, Greater Rift, like, Abattoir Azir is probably the similar thing to, like, Greater Rifts in, like, Diablo 3, right? Is like you've got like 3 or 4 RNG spectrums. You've got or like any of the other like T whatever 150s. You've got different spectrums, and so you have like tile sets, mob types, bosses, right? And so like and conduits, right? Or pylons. So like these 4 things need to align, and if you have an alignment of those 4 things, it can shift your success by about 30 to 40%. It's like actually a huge one if like all the stars align in one direction.
Actually quite difficult to achieve a sub 2-minute run.
It's gear gate
However,
kept, yeah.
Overall, Diablo 4, super easy game. You will not hear me argue otherwise. And then he goes on to talk about his Quake experience here, and it has been confirmed that he was actually quite the good Quake player back in the day. And in my opinion, he's still a really good video game player. Maybe not as sharp as he used to be, but still pretty good. Definitely above average. And then on to my last question, I asked him, would you be willing to do a hardcore duo live stream playing PoE 2 with Quinn? And then we get off on a bit of a tangent here. He continues to talk about his Quake experience. Then we get on to his hardcore character dying, which also my hardcore character died today as well, which was pretty unfortunate, to a mixture of lag as well as bird vomit, which is never a good combination. And then finally back down here, I ask, so would you be willing to do a live stream with Quinn in hardcore trade? I ask, so would you be willing to do a live stream with Quinn in Hardcore Trade League, new characters, fresh gear? And he
There it is. That's content brain. There it is.
says that will boost his stream viewership to crazy levels. To
a
which
lot of
I
people
say,
would watch.
But it would be fun.
Absolutely.
And he's a cool guy. And he asked, why should I reward those who trash me? Which, from Elon's perspective,
Well, he didn't trash you. Like, I mean, he said that you RMT'd and that you didn't play your character, which is true. Like, he said that it's true. I mean, like, so how's that trashing you? Like, that's not it. The thing is that you can't, like, if you want to have people that will, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion. But I think that if you want to have people that will enhance you as a person and people that will help you improve and do things better and keep you accountable to a degree and keep you on the right path, I think that you have to have people that ask questions when you do something wrong. Like, I have a lot of people, like, even my dad will, like, call me out and say certain things that I do is wrong. And so, like, just because somebody says that you're doing something that they disagree with doesn't necessarily mean that they're trashing you. In some cases, I bet, like, maybe in a lot of cases, like, Quinn might like Elon. But that doesn't mean that every single thing that a person does is good or bad. Like, you can't expect blind allegiance from people, because if you do that, I mean, like, what's the opposite? Do you want blind hate from other people? No. I mean, so it's very unhealthy thing to do. And so I think if you're providing feedback or, like, saying, hey, I don't like this, or you're doing this, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's not really trashing or anything like that. Because, like, there's people, like, with me, for example, like, and I mean, he deals with this like 100,000 times X that I do, right? Where people are going to be negative and, like, criticize things that he does or things that he says. And that's just the way it is. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're trashing you or they hate you. It just means they don't like that you're doing something. That's it. It's literally that simple. And so, like, and I understand, like, if you want to say, like, people that do that and then they take it to be like a personal attack and then they make it personal and it's like you're this bad person and, like, nobody likes you and you're you're this, like, awful thing and everything, right? And so, like, that's a different situation. But, like, when you want to talk about, like, criticism on a personal level, or sorry, on, like, a behavioral level, I don't view that as trashing somebody. Quinn did personally attack him? Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not, like, maybe Quinn did. I remember, I haven't watched every minute of Quinn's streams. But, like, what I'm saying is, like, in the video, I don't remember Quinn, like, really going super hard on a personal level, right? And so... And so that, yeah, objective criticism is not trashing. No, it's not. Why does he care about games? They're just games meant for entertaining. Well, people would be competitive with anything, right? I mean, that's really it. But, like, Quinn called him a soy beta cuck. Elon's been on the internet longer, like, than either of us. Like, if he can't handle that, I don't know what to say. Like, that's just typical gamer trash talk. It's not even a big deal. Like, I mean, really, I'm sure he's probably said shit like that to people before too. Like, maybe he can't now because, like, people know it's like, oh, it's this guy. But, like, before, I bet he probably said shit like that constantly. It's trashing though, but yeah, but, like, it's not, right? I mean, because you're really gonna take gaming trash talk and like these, like, kind of like soy boy beta cuck stuff. Are we really gonna take this and, like, make it as serious? I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, for me, listen, maybe I just have a very high tolerance for this because of how I've grown up. But people talk shit like that to me, I don't really take it seriously at all. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, exactly. And so it's not that big of a deal. Like, I separate the two.
Can definitely understand why he would
Yeah.
feel that way. But from Quinn's perspective, he's very protective over PoE as well as PoE 2. And I'm sure he was much more disappointed to find out that Elon was RMTing as well as piloting, because
Yeah.
those activities are looked down upon and frowned upon in the PoE community, and to a lesser degree, Diablo 4. And I can completely
Like,
understand.
I remember there was one time, like, I just thought about this in Halo 2. So, like, there was this guy, he was a grade older than me. And he had, like, lacrosse after school. And I didn't, because I didn't want to be in sports. And so I would get home and I had him on Xbox Live. And I would go on and I would flirt with his little sister and play Xbox with his little sister and talk to his little sister while he was in lacrosse. And I remember he would tell me all the time he was going to beat me up at school, and like that he didn't like me, and like to stop doing it, stop messaging his sister. And I never stopped doing it. I never gave a fuck. But he would talk shit to me like every day about this. I never cared. So like I never gave a fuck, right? And so like how old? I was like 14. No. I was 15, I think. Yeah, I think it was 15.
His perspective on the matter. But then I say, and this goes for Quinn as well, because sometimes it's all a misunderstanding and forgiveness is freedom. What would Jesus do? And obviously, Jesus would forgive. So I really hope, Quinn, if you do watch this video and you do react to it, that you guys can build a bridge and get over it. Because I think it would be a really cool stream to see you and Elon
Jesus would forgive it.
Playing together, blasting through hardcore. And maybe you could even educate him on some PoE 2 stuff and show him the ropes, because honestly, I think it would be a good time for both of you, and it would be one heck of a stream to watch. And I know I myself would be tuning in. And then going down here, I asked a silly question, which was completely pointless, and then he responds with a very good answer, to which I respond with a bit of a joke. And then he goes on to say that he's preparing for the presidential...
What would I be apologizing to the PoE community for? Who are their elected representatives, Lamau? I mean, I don't think you need to apologize for anything. I mean, if you just say, I mean, like, really, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, you just say, like, yeah, obviously I account share and I RMT. Like, okay. I mean, I feel like that's like the end of the conversation, right? I mean, it's the same thing as, like, people, it's like bodybuilders that are like, yeah, I do steroids. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, one of the reasons why I'm really big is so I do a lot of steroids. Okay.
Transition. So let's play for him in the next few days. So there you have it, guys. Does Elon pilot his account in RMT and PoE 2? Yes, he does. And when asked about it, he admitted it openly. And in my experience with him, personally, he's always admitted to these things. It is his way of engaging and enjoying video games, because he wants to be competitive with those players who do partake in those things as well.
Yeah.
Now, that is not me condoning it, although I will say it is not a significant deal to me, as it does not impact the way I enjoy video games. However, if it is an important issue for you, I completely understand. And your opinion is just as valid as mine. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, guys, it's just a video game, and in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that important. But I hope that everyone out there gets some clarity from this video. Again, I am not trying to persuade you one way or the other. And I openly admit that I consider Elon a friend, and I enjoy playing PoE 2 as well as Diablo 4 with him, and I will continue to do so in the future. And I'm going to say again, I'm not going to monetize this video. And if any content creator out there wants to take this video in its entirety and upload it to their channel, you have my full permission to do so. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I have a ton of work to get to for Diablo 4 for Season 7. I got to drink more. But as always, guys, hope you're having a great day or a great night, depending on wherever you're from. And peace out. I will see you in the next one.
I got to stop yelling like that. Anyway, yeah, it fucked my voice up. I don't know why I'm yelling like this. So yeah, anyway, I think people are fine with him like RMTing or like doing any bullshit like this. I think it's the same with like bodybuilders or like anything else. People view it as like stolen valor, right? And so like if they see somebody and like, you know, you present yourself as like this person who's like a high-end player, and then you have somebody playing your account, people are going to get misled by that. And I feel like also it is, I mean, it is misleading, right? If you say it's your account and then like other people are playing it, like, that's the way I see it. You know, I'm button mashing for literally 2 minutes playing Diablo 4. No, I have no doubt, like, yeah, look, like, I have no doubt that he played a lot of PoE, or he played a lot of Diablo 4. Like, I have no problem with him playing, like, the fact is, like, obviously I said it calls into question whether he played Diablo 4. Seems like he did. Like, I mean, I can't know that for sure. Like, I have no fucking idea. But it seems like he probably did. With the, what do you call it? With PoE, he didn't. He admitted he didn't. And that's it. So, like, it's literally that simple. I just think people, you know, if they say that, if like you say that you got to this rank and then somebody's playing your account, well, that's not entirely true then, right? And so that's the same thing, because people would criticize this shit about me all the time. Remind me about that Kingdom Come Deliverance shit in like 5 minutes, okay? Because I'm going to wrap this up. And so a lot of people are mad about this. Personally, you know, as I said, I don't really take anything seriously, hardly. And I feel like the last time that I took, like, I feel like every time I take something seriously, I get mad about it. Like, it's always a waste of time. And I always end up, like, it's like worse than if I didn't. So I don't really give that much of a fuck about this. But the truth is that, yeah, obviously, I'm not controlled by overlords at all. It's just YouTube editors. Now, that could be a mistranslation. I understand that. That's fine. But I also don't think that it's, like, I don't think that I'm wrong for saying something that he's admitting. Like, if I'm such a bad guy, then why would you, like, because if I'm saying you're account sharing and you're saying you're account sharing, then we both be wrong, right? I mean, or both be right. So that's it. We all know CatDany's in control. So that's how I see it. And anyway, as you don't idolize him. Oh, I've said before, I like Elon Musk a lot. I think he's done a lot of things I agree with, and like that's why I like. I mean, really, like, I'm not like. Am I gonna hate somebody because of a video game dispute when I agree with them on 9 out of 10 other things? Fuck no, no. Like, I'm gonna say like this is stupid, but like, I'm not gonna hate a person over that. It's retarded. And so like, there's always people that that try to dial things up to that much. He will. That's fine. But like, I'm talking about how I feel. But that's it. What he did, like buying Twitter. Like, I was so glad. Like, bro, like I will always be glad about that. Holy shit. So it's that simple. And Elon's having fun with it. Dude's, yeah, I mean, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal either. He leaked your DMs. I don't, like, I've had people leak my DMs before. I still interact with them. That's just part of the game. Like, of course, it was cringe to do it. Like, absolutely, it's cringe to leak DMs. Absolutely. 100%. But, like, I've done that with, like, 3 other people. So, like, for me, it's not like there's any kind of, like, double standard here. There's been people that have leaked my DMs in the past that I've been, you know, like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's stupid, but that's it. Should GGG ban Elon over admitting this? Yeah, probably. I think they should ban the account. He should have to play. Well, like, I mean, I don't know what the TOS says, right? Like, I'm not sure. But like, if you're breaking the TOS, you should get banned for breaking the TOS. Like, it's not about banning Elon or should this person get banned. It's about if somebody breaks TOS, they should get banned, right? It's that simple. Yeah. And did you get a call from who? TOS definitely says it should be banned. It should not. Yeah, exactly. They don't ban for account sharing. Yeah, I mean, if he's just account sharing and he's not RMTing, then maybe not if they don't have it against the rules. But like, if you're RMTing and it's like discovered and like found out, then yeah, absolutely, you should get banned if it's against the rules. So yeah, it's really just that simple. So account sharing is against TOS. I haven't read it. Elon only likes people who are yes men. Well, I'm not like. I think people get kind of mad because I don't go in one direction all the way or in another direction all the way. And I just kind of focus on like this thing and I don't turn this into like a personal attack or anything else. Yeah, I mean, I I'm fence sitting? Yeah, I'm basically fence sitting. Like, I don't think it's a big deal either way. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't. Like, I've dealt with so much drama over the years, so many people over the years, having to deal with shit like this all my life. Yeah, I don't really take it seriously at all. That's it. I mean, like, fuck. Yeah, it means you're flexible. Yeah. Drama's in that game. Yeah. People suck at nuance. I think some people do, right? Now you're sitting on the fence. It's a small issue. Yeah, it's like, I also... Like, you might not take it seriously, but do you seriously want to be around people who don't respect you? My goal is to achieve outcomes that I find to be beneficial or positive. People's feelings about me are secondary to that. And so when I work towards a goal, I look at how can I achieve a goal in this way, and I think only about that. I don't think about who I have to do it with. I don't think about what their opinion of me is, good or bad. I, like, growing up, and this is something you learn in public school, especially like a working class, like lower income public school. You have to deal with a lot of people that are a lot different than you. And I got really used to that. And I am very used to it. So it's not a problem for me. Like, I had to work with people like the IRS that did not like me at all. And it was fine. Because I understand that. And we're here to do a job. We do the job. And then we can both leave separately. Problem solved. And it's not an issue. So work's the same way. Exactly. And so to me, I only look at... I look at everything from like one direction. Is this moving me closer or farther away from where I want to be? And then I make a decision based off of that. I don't think about whether people respect me. I don't think about whether things are fair. I don't think about what's right or wrong. I think about what will get me to where I want to be, and I do that thing. That's it. And sometimes people don't like that. But in my opinion, I think it's worked really well for me. And so I'm going to keep doing it. But anyway, yeah, just real quick, I will link you guys to this guy's video. It's sad to see this guy getting shit on so much for trying to just give his point of view. It's definitely sad to see it, but there it is.